Hey, my name's Sterling, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to install the Tannus Airless Tire. I'll include all of the tips and the tricks that I've found during installation, as well as other people, to help make this process be as smooth as possible. I'm going to be installing our 26 by 1.75 inch razor blade tire, one of our most difficult tires to install. First, let's go over how to select the right tire for your rim. You'll need to remove your current tube and tire off of the rim. Then, check to make sure that your rim has what's called a lip, or the hook on the side of the rim. If you have a rim that has smooth sides and no lip, the Tannus Airless tire won't work. Our tires need these lips to be installed and stay safely secured. Next, measure between the lips of the rim. This is called your inner rim width. Millimeters are preferred. If you don't have a measuring tool with millimeters, get as close as you can with the tool you have, and then use Google to convert the number to millimeters. Then, go to our website, tannusamerica.com, and find which tire options will work using your tire diameter and inner rim width measurement. Or give us a call or shoot us an email and we'll get you all squared away. Now that you have the correct tire, here's what you'll need for this process. First, a wheel with lips on the rim, or a hooked rim. Second, a Tannus Airless tire. Third, the colored pins that come with the tire. Fourth, the S tool that will also come with the tire. And fifth, needle nose pliers. We also sell what's called a P tool to make installation quite a bit easier. Now, let's get started. Before we get working on the wheel, it can be very helpful to place the airless tire in the sunlight for 30 minutes or so. This can help the tire be a little easier to work with. Easy rule of thumb is the warmer the tire, the easier the installation. If this isn't an option, no worries. First, let's take the rim strip off the wheel. If the rim strip is left on, it can cause issues with the pins and the tire seating in the rim. It can also break and bunch up under the tire down the road. Better to just get rid of the rim strip now. Next, take your needle nose pliers and test fit the pins under the lip of the rim. You'll want to use the pin size that turns easily and securely under the rim edges. A good test is to see if you can pick the rim up by the pin without the pin popping out. If you have two pins that work, we recommend going with the looser option for an easier installation. With the correct pin size selected, insert a pin in each of the holes around the tire. Make sure the flat part of the pin is facing the top or the tread side of the tire. This will be the edge that sits flat against your rim edges. I've found the best way to do this process is to stick each pin into the holes and then use the large flat side of the S tool to press them down into the holes. Use your needle nose pliers to make sure the pins are pushed evenly through on both sides. Now, we'll stretch the tire onto the wheel. There are a few ways you can do this. One way is to rest the wheel against the ground and then, starting at the top, hold and stretch the tire on and around the wheel using constant pressure the entire way around. The constant pressure is very important and can change the install from feeling impossible to being fairly easy. This can be tougher with the thicker tire options, to be fair. Also, be careful of any pins sticking out, they can cut up your hands. If you get to this part and can't seem to get the tire over the rim, use the S tool as a lever to get the last portion of the tire around the rim. One way to get the tire over the rim is to grab a friend. While you hold one side of the tire and the wheel, they can help pull the rest of the tire over. They can also use the S tool to easily pop the tire over the rim while you hold the rest of the tire. One last method is to install a few of the pins in the tire on one side of the rim. This makes it so the tire won't pop off the rim while you work to stretch it around. Some people have found success using this as well as zip ties, and they zip tie the tire as they go around the wheel. We don't use this method, but we want to give you any help that we can to see if it can help make it easier. Now, with the tire over the rim, start seating the pins. You can use either the S tool or the P tool to push the pin down under the lip of the rim. Start by pushing the material of the tire into the rim directly adjacent to the first pin. This will allow that pin to slide down into the rim. Keep in mind that you should be sliding the pin into the rim, not forcing it. I'm a scrawny redhead and I can do it no problem. Repeat this with every pin around the rim, making sure they completely seat. Some people will try and get tricky and push the pins in by hand using pressure on the tire. This will never work, as the pins may not be visible anymore, but they aren't fully seated. With all the pins seated, It's a good idea to check both sides to make sure that no pin edges popped out or didn't get all the way pressed in. If you see a spot, simply take your S tool or your P tool to press the pin down. If you see any wobbles, check those areas. The tire should ride true on the wheel. If you notice that a pin won't seat, it could be that that pin is broken. If you have a broken pin, simply use needle nose pliers to pull that pin out and install a new pin. Each set of pins should come with 2 to 3 extra pins. The tires have a 50 to 70 mile break-in period, meaning the ride will be a little slower during that period, and we recommend you ride a little more cautiously, so heads up for during rainstorms or over hard cornering. There is a polymer used during the manufacturing process that needs to be ridden off to get the maximum performance out of the tire, hence the break-in process. The ride will also become much more smooth and supple after this range.